Hey folks, I figured I'd do a quick video on the 69 Dodge Charger hood pin setup. Now, I always have to preface my videos with something because I think my videos are probably about 15 to 20 years too late, because basically not a lot of people who are going to do this type of stuff can probably afford to get a hold of a 69 Dodge Charger like this and then decide to do a bunch of weird modifications to them that were probably around in the 1970s. But with that said, this is, I don't know, fun information. Some people might want to do this, some might not, whatever. But it's info nonetheless, especially if you're trying to make like a retro race car. And some of this information would probably be suitable for Cornettes and stuff like that too. Probably not with the hideaway info I'm going to talk about here, but anyway, let's get to it. This is how I set up my hood pins back, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 years ago, probably now, for that fiberglass hood I got sitting up on top of the car. So the issue with the Charger is the hideaway headlights, basically. So when I located these and where I need to be, actually me and my father did, he helped me with the measurements and stuff, what we needed to do. I basically set them up to be far enough in away from the edge to support the hood and not let it buckle up in the middle when you're going down the track at over 100. It's a lot of pressure. So I kind of wanted to sneak these in. You know, if you had them way out here, it would definitely let the center be too wobbly. So with how I have these set up, I get the measurement on this guy. They're about 9 1/8 from this kind of bend apex on the fender, about 9 1/8 in. And then if you look at this line here, I think it's about 6 1/4 inches up. Okay, both sides are roughly real close to the same. Probably not perfect because, you know, I did it myself. But the issue with these is the hideaways. Now, back when I was drag racing, I really didn't care. The bottom portion of the stud basically would stop the headlights from opening to about here. You'd run into it. I don't think you're going to be able to. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. Yeah, there it is up there, if you can see. Now I've had to grind those down and stuff. I want to try to get my headlights back working. And this one clears now, so the hideaway will be able to open and close. They're not hooked up right now, so. This guy is a little different. I don't know dimensionally with what's up with the car now, but it's still just barely hitting up there. I might have made it now because there's no bolt on the end of it, but so I gotta take this and grind it more. If you can see at the bench here, I've had to focus on it. I've had to trim them down a fair amount. Still got to go, I don't know, maybe a 64th of an inch or so, maybe 32nd, just to ensure that it clears well. But you see this tape on here. I did that to lock this top jam nut, basically, because I made the mistake of just pulling them off quick and getting an idea and grinding them, and then having to go and the top nut will move with the vibration, and it totally messed up my measurement. So I brought them back and set them back on there, and had a friend pop over and help me put the hood on and off and reset the depth. And then I just duct taped them so that the jam nut wouldn't move, and I'll keep my basic depth, because there's a piece of rubber fuel line on there similar to the back ones, and that kind of allows the hood to sit on the rubber fuel line, and you get the right kind of preload, you know, pin tension pushing down on the hood into the rubber. But you have to understand that set depth before you can cut the bottom, you know, and trim it for clearance. Those back ones are basically, I believe these are just stock Mopar pieces off the 68 Super B, I think. Maybe a 69 Super B. Probably 69, I think. Yeah, the 69 liftoffs. That's a stock bracket. And the hood bin just bolts in there and sets up probably exactly like stock. I'm not sure. They use the stock hood hinge mounting hole and everything. I still have my stock hood hinges over there. If you see this one, one of the rivets there on the right actually broke on me one day. We were driving down the road and the back of the hood kind of popped up because that rivet or whatever the hell it is that rotates on gave way. The back of it broke off and it messed up the whole works. It was a pain in the ass getting that out of there. But we fixed it with that bolt and it seems to work fine. But yeah, I mean, I'll greatly, well, not greatly, but I'll accept the criticism I'll get from taking this super valuable 69 Charger and, you know, hacking the shit out of it basically. I didn't like do stupid hacking on it, but I definitely probably hurt my resale value on it. But you got to remember, in my respect, in my situation, I bought this thing back in '95, and it only cost me $6,900. So these cars weren't worth jack shit back then, really. There was this period of time in the mid '90s where these things were just kind of there. The price was, you know, attainable for a long time, and not a lot of people wanted them. The gas was pretty, I don't know if gas was really that expensive at the time or not, but it was just kind of a lull period in muscle cars. It kind of almost went like, you know, the mid 70s, late 70s, like when my dad had his Charger. He ended up selling his RT, black RT with black vinyl top, 440 automatic for $500, I think, in 1976 or 77. Yeah, 77 it would have been. And then he had a 68 Firebird or 67 Firebird, I think he sold for $500 at in 1977 or 78, maybe the same time frame. So then in the 80s, they kind of boosted back up pretty good for price range. And then in the 90s, they dropped back down pretty good. And then, luckily for me, at least, they've been climbing steadily.